This is Consumer Friend.
Hello and welcome to the last Consumer Friend podcast in the third season. Consumer Friend is here at www.consumerfriend.org.uk for all your needs when you're buying goods, services and digital content out in the marketplace. If anything goes wrong, you can come to us, come to our website and find out what your rights are. We're also available on these podcasts and on our social media channels, so please make sure you follow us. So with me, as ever, on this journey is Louise Baxter. Hi, Lou. How are you?
Hi, Adam. I am good. I'm sad it's the last one. I know there'll be a season 4, but
Is there going to be a season 4? Can we top season 3?
Oh, I don't know. I think, like we just talked about, more exciting guests. I've got some exciting guest ideas.
Have you now?
Yes, always.
Okay, so what have you been up to this week?
Busy, because work's been very busy. New reports being released around scams. Some gardening. Living the dream as ever.
Right. So new reports around scams and gardening.
And gardening, and then also like ranting to people since you sort of told me, like, educated me more about it, all around media literacy. And actually, I'm a little bit fearful for the children of the future, in the words of Whitney.
Yeah, it's upsetting, isn't it? The more you read about it, the more you go, "Oh my God, we're screwed." Because regulation's not going to keep up with all this stuff that's going on that we're being subjected to.
There's an Ofcom consultation about it at the moment, but I mean that's boring stuff. But again,
I'm just going to stop you for a second, just to let the listener know that we did a podcast on media literacy 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about the reasons why you see the information that you're seeing when you're scrolling on your devices and stuff like that. And we've both kind of looked into it so much more since then, and now it's starting to really panic us.
Yeah.
We're doomed.
Well, it's also, isn't it? It's around so it's critical thinking, but actually, the way of the world, when we've done the more recent research around consumer vulnerability, is that most people are time poor, so therefore they haven't got the time to teach their children critical thinking. So children are just buying all of this misinformation, scams, propaganda, all of that stuff, and it's terrifying, Adam. I'm terrified now. Thank you. It's giving me something else to worry about.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, like I say, we're time poor. We haven't got the time to critically think. We haven't got the time to confirm that what we're seeing is true, genuine, that opportunity is real. So we do something like, I think it's that will do. It's almost that suffices. That will do. So we go, yeah, that's fine. That's enough information for me. I'm going to make my decision based on that, and then away they go and make that decision, which inevitably becomes the wrong decision.
I just don't know how as well. Now I feel like huge amounts of pressure to educate my children, and like I've already tried to start doing it, and they just think I'm boring now. Even more boring than before.
Right. I mean, what I was going to do, we're going to go through the season 3 and what we've been through and what we've discussed and what we've had podcasts about and what we've talked about. We've already done one, media literacy. What else have we done in season 3, Luke? Come on, you tell me.
Teeth whitening.
We did do teeth whitening.
This is where I've got to remember all stuff. We did teeth whitening. We did James about data from Rightly. We didn't do James, but we had James on.
We didn't know. You're right. We didn't do James, but we had James from Rightly on. Absolutely. I mean, you've got some recency bias going on here. That was the last one.
Kevin,
great.
Who's a dispute resolution ombudsman service.
Yeah, he was really good. So that's something that I found out a lot about, and I didn't know much about it before. I found out a lot about what they actually do. Alex from MCS, yes.
Yeah. What did we talk about there?
I just want to quickly go back to the ombudsman thing. If you're having a dispute with a business about anything and you can't reach a resolution or a solution or an answer, then you have got somewhere else to go to. You can go to an ombudsman.
Well, only if you're a member of ombudsman. Not
the consumer, but if the business is a member of that ombudsman.
Yes.
And they can help fix the problem. Fantastic stuff.
Well, they help you, don't they? Come to a compromise agreement, basically. Yeah. It's a very helpful thing. MCS was around solars.
Yes, really good. Or microgeneration.
Microgeneration.
Yeah. Even those tiny little windmills you can put on your roof. that probably run
Tiny little windmills.
that might run your remote control in your TV.
Oh, wait a minute. 2 on vulnerability?
I think we only did 1 on vulnerability in the end.
2 on scams.
Did the nice report. We did 1 on scams. Definitely did scams. Yeah. We did 2 around Christmas. We did buying fakes at Christmas and then Christmas refunds and January sales afterwards.
Did we?
We did, Louise. We did. It was a long time ago.
What was Christmas? What did we do?
December. It's in December.
For fake's sake, or was that the teeth whitening for fake's sake?
yeah.
Shut up. Is that 12?
That's
Have I got them all?
That's pretty much about it. Yeah, I think so. I can't see that you've missed anything out. Yeah, there's just 1 on consumer vulnerability, which is quite surprising. Oh no, there was one which I think the more forgotten, the better it is.
Unfair terms.
Unfair terms and conditions. Bloody hell, that was painful.
That was boring.
Yeah, it really was.
I'm so sorry, listeners. That was so boring, and people wouldn't have known how boring it was until they embarked upon it.
Yeah, that was hard to make interesting. I mean, I find it hard.
We didn't make it interesting. We didn't make unfair terms interesting. We failed.
Very true. Right. So what we're going to do today? What we're going to talk about today? I have put a few things together. What we're going to do? I think we've got to have some kind of ask the team bits for our end of the show. So we've got a few. I don't want to say customer queries, but that's not right. A few people that have come to us with problems and issues, and they've asked us for advice. So I picked out 3 of them, and we're going to ask them today. And Louise, you're going to give me the answer, if that's all right with you. And then we're going to talk about kind of maybe season 4 and where we go from here, and the future of Consumer Friend.
Yeah. Let's do that.
And then I see here you've got a top 10 from this season. Have you kind of done that already?
I've done the top 10 things that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Okay. Are you going to do that later? Are you? I'm very excited by that.
Well, yeah, I can do that later. There's some things that made me laugh.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I have got some questions for you, Lou. So these are consumers that have come to us and asking us for our advice. So this has come from Davina. Should we say Davina? I'm not allowed to use real names, am I? What should we say?
Use Davina. It's fine. Wanda. Use Wanda.
Okay. The names aren't real. I'm going to make up the names. So the names here. So this is coming from Wanda. I bought a car on the 20th of May, of which has been back 3 times. And the garage has had the car 18 days in total, between the 26th of May to the 14th of June. Today, the 19th of June, I rang to demand a full refund as car still not right, and enough is enough. They refused. Today is my 30 days. I'm now stuck with a car that is not fit for purpose, not been fixed, wasted time, and I don't know what to do. Please help. Thank you.
Right, okay. So on paper, I mean, we did ask this particular consumer to give us some more information about how do they pay for it, because obviously you've got additional rights if you pay for things on finance or a credit card, and whether or not the particular garage that you bought it from would be a member of a approved code, for example, where they may have a membership to some sort of alternative dispute resolution scheme, which is basically something that you can push your complaint into, so then you can ask for some support and help to reach some sort of compromise with that particular trader. On paper, it's 30 days, so they should get a refund. The problem that you've got with cars is if they say no, where do you go from there? You would have to pursue it, and that's again through an alternative dispute resolution provider, or you'd have to take them to court, which people don't really want to do because it's expensive.
Why did you single out a car there? Why did you say, but because it's car?
Oh no, for no reason, just because it's just because you have the right to return the car within 30 days under the Consumer Rights Act. You're entitled to a full refund, repair or a replacement. Also, you don't have to, as that particular consumers have given them 3 opportunities to repair it, they can now ask for a full refund.
And what if
that was simple, wasn't it?
Well, no, but it's not there. Well, what if the complaint's gone in and they've asked for that full refund at the 30-day point and they haven't got it, and then the next day it's clicked over to 31? What happens then?
Well, the faults happen within 30 days, so it's fine. So the fault was discovered within 30 days. And the 30 days, you're entitled to a refund. After 30 days, it's a repair or replacement. But if that doesn't work or causes you significant inconvenience, then you'd still be entitled to a refund.
Lovely.
It's that the more usage you have out of a car, the more that a trader can deduct for the usage you've had out of it. That's slightly off. But they shouldn't be deducting any money after that short period of time. And second-hand cars are slightly tricky in the fact that it has to be satisfactory quality, and that has to consider the age, the price and the mileage of the second-hand vehicle, which is where you get into the tricky territory, because what is reasonable for a second-hand car is very subjective.
But 30 days is 30 days, right? That stays the same.
30 days. As long as the faults aren't something that should have, like, they were like fair wear and tear, or it was a 100-year-old car, if I can speak properly. 100-year-old car. It has to be reasonable.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Next question. Dear consumer friend, we've just had cavity wall insulation installed in our home and it hasn't gone to plan. The cavity wall product was not suitable for our house and was faulty as it shot loads of little balls into our garden. That's weird. What can I do?
So the first part is cavity wall insulation is supposed to stay inside the wall. And an average consumer can understand that. You don't need an expert. So when you have anything done on your house, it's covered under the Consumer Rights Act, and the service has to be provided with reasonable care and skill. So that's what's reasonable within that industry. So what would a cavity wall insulator do in that industry? And the product that is installed has to be of satisfactory quality and fit for purpose, and as described. Okay, so there's a breach of contract in relation to the fact that the materials supplied were either not fit for purpose or satisfactory quality, or they didn't fit them properly, which means they're entitled to have the work put right. The complicated bit comes with like home improvement contracts, is they also had other bits done at the same time as well. So then you have to pay for some of the work that you've had done, but not all of it, if you then can't get to a resolution. So then it became a negotiation of what they would pay compared to what they wouldn't pay to get a resolution that everybody was happy with, because there was also some upset by the amount of little balls all over the garden and the messy balls.
Don't mean to laugh, but you sometimes you got to make light of these situations. And did the resolution happen?
Yes, and they managed to reach a compromise agreement in relation to what they would accept. So some of the work was put right, some of the issues that had come up was put right, and the consumer opted to not have other things put right. They did like not to have the cavity wall insulation redone. So it was resolved in the end because there was obviously clear fault, but it did take a little bit of time. And this is a problem that you get from a consumer perspective. They don't understand what they're entitled to or what they're not. And businesses don't always understand what a consumer's entitled to either, which is where you get that loggerhead, which is where ombudsman schemes and alternative dispute resolution schemes come into play and are helpful from a consumer and a business perspective.
Lovely, thank you very much. Okay, we've also had someone else come to the team and ask us about licensing for builders. So it's someone who's had some work done in their property and it's been done really, really poorly. They've paid more than £50,000 worth of work. And also this person has found someone else who's had a similar problem, and they're kind of getting together and kind of forming an allegiance and trying to get petition together to get builders licensed. And I know you've had a few conversations with them, Louise. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that?
It's a campaign to effectively license builders, because they've got a lot of people who have come together, consumers who have been victims of rogue traders. So builders that have done poor workmanship or walked off the job or left the consumers in a worse state than they were in before the work started. Just
quickly for a second. So at the moment, anyone can stick Dave Builders on the side of a van and all of a sudden become a builder and call himself a builder.
Yes, but that's the same in lots of professions. Okay. So anyone can call themselves a counsellor, anyone can sort of call themselves a personal trainer, as long as they're not misleading people by their title. So they're not misleading people.
Can I call myself an astronaut?
Have you been to the moon or been in a rocket? Probably. Because it's not misleading. If you said I'm just astronaut Adam today, I'd be like, it's a bit misleading, to be fair. So it's not unusual for a market to be unregulated like that. The problem that you've got is, I'm having this debate and conversation at the moment. I don't know whether licensing is the right way to go about it. It sounds very 1980s, but actually making it that you have to be.
Sound 1980s?
Because it's licensing, isn't it? It's like old school, like trader like peddler licenses.
Honestly, when you get together with your trading standards guys, you must have such a laugh.
We are very fun at parties.
Licensing, that's so 1980s.
Shut up. Literally.
Other people are like, cocaine, that's so 1980s.
Licensing was very PG, the profession. However, I'm comfortable with it. Right, but it's more about so you've got If you, by the way, if you put cocaine in that, we're going to be X-rated, and people are not going to be able to listen to us.
What else would be 1980s?
Gary Glitter. Oh no, Gary Glitter's probably not a good one to do either. Something else that's 1980s, not drugs.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Cocaine is 1980s because it's Miami. It's fine.
It would be better as part of, if we made builders part of an alternative dispute resolution or like a good trader scheme. So it became mandatory for builders, for example, to become part of a good trader scheme, like Trustmark.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a way for there's a place for consumers to go if they've got a complaint and they're not able to effectively resolve it with that builder. That would be my preferred option around it. There's also some work going on around whether or not green energy providers should also be licensed again, and what does that licensing look like? Does it look like an alternative dispute resolution? We're just working it up and working out what the campaign looks like. But there's a lot of people that have been really seriously affected by rogue traders, and just trying to support them to see where that goes and how we can help them to protect other people.
Absolutely, and our advice is always, if you're looking for a builder, for someone to do some work in your home, don't post it on social media. Ask your friends and family first. The 400 people that you are friends with on Facebook might not necessarily be your friends. So ask your close friends and family first for recommendations. If you don't get any good recommendations there, then you should go to Trustmark, where you've got vetted, approved traders, or local authorities sometimes have a buy with confidence scheme, depending on which local authority you are. So you can search buy with confidence online. And for any of that, we suggest that which trusted traders is probably the better one in terms of vetting their businesses and their traders. I would probably stay away from the rest.
Which ones did you say then?
Trustmark, buy with confidence, which trusted traders.
Yep.
Probably in that order as well.
Yeah, they're the ones that you need to be looking at, and because again, not all good trader schemes are equal, and that's important to remember as well.
Yeah, it really
they
is.
don't all do the same checks and balances, so it's really important to remember that as well. And Trustmark's a government-backed scheme, so
some of these websites aren't necessarily in it for the good of the consumer. It would be shocking for you to find out.
It's a new consultation.
They're in it to make money. How dare they?
And the consultation that came out this week, which again, back to consultations, I am fun at parties, just saying, was about actually providing
licensing. It's so 1980s. What was 1990s in trading standards? What happened then? What happened in the noughties? Tell me everything.
Unfair contract terms.
Oh my God! Stop it! Honestly, stop it.
Act.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight just thinking about this.
Started with 77 with the Unfair Contract Terms Act, and then we moved into an amending act.
No.
Oh no. Right. We had. I've completely lost my train of thought now with you saying that. Oh, the new consultation that's come out at the moment from the Competition and Markets Authority is about providing guidance to online trader platforms. So that actually there's a minimum standard that consumers can expect this guidance. So it's things like, can you check the validity of what people are saying? So there is some guidance coming that hopefully should raise the standards, because we have seen an increase in consumers going on to online platforms thinking that they're going to be able to, that they're getting an approved good trader, and then actually then becoming a victim of a rogue trader. So because we've seen the rogues move online, because that's what's happened, because everybody's moved online.
We've seen the rogues move online, targeting people through these platforms, but also creating fake websites. So there's almost an organised crime group out there that are creating these fake websites, and they're just using these templates time after time after time again to set them up in different locations in different areas so they can scam people. So if you've got an issue with a website, or you want to check if that website is legitimate, you can go on to Get Safe Online, check a website. Really, really valuable tool. I know I talk about it all the time, but please use it. Gives you a fraud score, gives you a potential fraud score, lets you make a decision based on that.
I went on the BBC radio today.
Yeah.
BBC radio, and I talked about the Get Safe Online scam checker as well today.
Brilliant.
It's a good tool. I use it all the time.
Yeah, it's great.
And I'm not selling this fun at parties thing, am I? I'm not selling it very well.
Do you sit in
around checking websites on a Friday night?
Sit in a corner, having a glass of Prosecco. checking how safe
out
certain websites are.
Literally.
What a weirdo.
Honestly.
Who's that in the corner? Oh, that's Louise.
Oh,
She just
God.
checks websites.
She's just checking out some websites, just talking about
Right.
the 1980s and some
Lou.
legislation.
Lou, I'm going to leave it there. I've just got a few things here that I've learned over season 3. We never stick to a plan. I think the 12 podcasts that we've done, only 3 of them were written down on our original plan before Christmas. So we've never stuck to a plan. Unfair terms and conditions is a really boring subject. 2 years of being with Louise has aged me by 4 years.
I think that's mean. I think that's a mean one.
MCS accreditation is needed if you want to sell back to the grid. So if you want solar panels and you want to sell back to the grid, you need to get MCS approved products. It's a wild west out there when it comes to buying unsafe teeth whitening stuff. Who knew?
Well, who knew? See, my favourite moments were the dancing tooth. I really like the little dancing tooth we used on socials. And Floss put this soundtrack to it, so it was going yippee, yippee, which now we do a lot in the house when we're happy about something. We go yippee, yippee. So that's the happy moment for me. Your 3 half marathons in this podcast, season 3.
No, I think I did 2. I've done 2 official ones. I think I've okay,
3 though. 2. Yeah, 3.
I think I've done more than that. Okay, fine.
Oh, okay, all right, more than that. We start with like, oh no, I haven't done that. Actually, I've done 17. Who wants to look up my Strava?
You brought it up, Lou, not me.
True story. You led into that, though, didn't you? You led into it, though, didn't you, Ant?
I remember when I was veganing, I veganed for a year, as obviously I will tell you all, because that's. But I remember you thinking, oh, you're always talking about it. I'm like, no, everyone always talks to me about it. They start the conversation.
Did they? I'm not sure they did, but just saying. The new consumer outcomes training that we've just started, that we launched this month, it's really good. I'm really pleased with it. I'm really proud of it. It's a really good piece of work. And we've delivered it 3 times now. The first time was really clunky, second time less clunky, and now it's actually starting to feel really good. So I'm really proud of that. Gum G's. Adam created a new word. It's brilliant.
You have to go back to the teeth whitening podcast to listen to that.
To Adam creating a new word. I like the new website. I like the colours. They make me happy. The fact we've trained 10,000 people in consumer vulnerability is a massive achievement. Again, one that I'm really proud of. But I was annoyed we forgot Squirrel Appreciation Day, because we should have remembered
January the 20th. We should have remembered Squirrel Appreciation Day. We were well into sad January then, weren't we? It was we couldn't appreciate anything.
Squirrels. Bert's getting to be the flag bearer at Wembley. Amazing.
That was amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Meeting Kevin from DRO and finding out his middle name's Godfrey.
Dispute resolution ombudsman, because we don't talk acronyms.
Yes. And my favourite, my number one, is I'm going to have to read it out as well. Is right. So when we did the media literacy, and Adam going, a brief history of media literacy, this is him speaking because he was all into the history of it, going back to Greek philosophy up to the turn of the 20th century with battles of high-profile media tycoons. What do you think, Lou? And I put, well, it's like Towie in it. And I didn't even notice I'd said that until you sent it to me as a snippet later on. So those are my favourite moments, and I'm looking forward to season 4.
Yeah, season 4 we're good. What have you got planned for the summer?
Gardening, camping.
Oh my God. Checking websites,
reflecting on the legislation of the past. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be so fun. You're going to Portugal, aren't you?
No, I'm going to Crete or Cyprus. I can never remember.
Cyprus. It's Cyprus. It's Cyprus. Yeah.
It's Cyprus.
In my diary for some reason.
It starts with a C. That's all I've got.
It's going to be exciting. I think we're going to go away somewhere.
I'm actually off to Canada, to Montreal on Saturday to attend a conference next week. It is the Global Anti-Fraud Enforcement Network Conference, which I'm very excited about, which has around 60 different organisations from 30 different countries represented. So there's a lot of Northern American, enforcement agencies there, FBI, United States Postal Inspection Service, Department of Justice, got a lot of police forces across Europe and across Northern America as well. We all get together to discuss what we're doing to combat fraud, because fraud is a worldwide problem, a global problem. So we all get together to discuss how we can combat it better, and how we can work together better. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be very exciting.
Excellent. And I'm going to Corfu.
And you're going to Corfu?
Woo! And not to talk about fraud and scams, but to sit in an all-inclusive for 4 days with some of the mums and hockey mums. Perfect.
Perfect. Right, Lou, have a lovely summer. I'm sure I'll see you every day still.
After him, you're like, have a lovely summer. I'm like, is that it now till September? Right, bye.
Oh, can it be?
Bye.
What do you think? Season 4, September, October time? August? Probably
way
August.
before then.
Maybe August. We'll promise August and deliver in September. There you go.
We'll make a plan and then not stick to it. So let's make a plan and then not stick to it. It's usual.
Okay, August is the plan. So see you in August.
Perfect.
Have a good summer, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Consumer Friend.